Hi everyone, so welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to you. I hope that 2023 has started off pretty great for you. I have been going through some changes here at home, just doing some cleaning, trying to find time to film, also changing my setup. It's a plain wall at the moment. I am in the process of trying to create some type of background. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I have been kind of absent here on YouTube, posting videos, and also on social media. I took some time to just pull away from doing any filming or any social media for multiple reasons, which we'll get into because this is going to be an update video and just kind of sharing with you guys some things that have been going on that you are not aware of, that really doesn't show in my videos, or at least I don't think so. So I just wanted to start off by saying Happy New Year. I hope that this year is your best year yet. I am looking forward to this year for a lot of reasons, a lot of personal goals, I should say intentions that I have set for myself. And I'm filming this video so I can hold myself accountable because I would like to come back to this video in a few months, 6 months, maybe even towards the end of the year before the New Year holiday again this coming year, which seems like a far distance from now, but in reality, time just flies. And I want to be able to come back and see some actual growth. So I have shared my history in the past of having some anxiety, suffering from postpartum depression, and just depression in general. And I've gone to therapy for it, and I feel like I've improved in a lot of areas, but I feel like every time I have a child, it seems like there's just some sort of imbalance there for me. And it takes me a little while to kind of get back to a baseline. And I feel like I'm just kind of a lot of up and down. And I just haven't been feeling like myself. So to kind of preface this, I have recently had a child. I had my fourth and final baby in September. So he is already 4 months old. And I can't even believe it. He's 4 months old. He is the light of my life. I am so in love with him. And it's just been such a great addition to the family. Like, I honestly cannot see my life without him. Even though he wasn't a planned baby and we weren't really trying for another baby, he just completes the puzzle. And it was something I was missing, and I didn't know I was missing it until I held him and I looked into his eyes, and it was just like an instant love. And I feel like he's here for a reason, and I think it's just to kind of help me through this process of trying to figure myself out again, because I identify so much as being a mom, and I feel like I've sort of lost myself in a way, just sort of focusing on my kids. Always about the kids, and everything else just took a back seat to that, including myself and my mental health. And just overall, physical, mental, everything just kind of took a back seat. And it tends to happen when you're a parent. You put your child first. And I feel like I need to come to a point where it's okay to put me first. So I need to kind of start going back to my baseline, because I do feel like I am going up and down, and sort of the anxiety is starting to come back a little bit. Just not feeling like myself, possibly maybe postpartum stuff happening again. And I've been down this road before, and it's not pretty at all. And I don't want to let that take control of my life anymore, because I feel like it's definitely something that it's got a grip, and it's a tight one, and it's hard to really break free from that. And I'm really trying hard, and honestly, it's a daily struggle. Every single day, it's a struggle to kind of always feel happy, always be optimistic, always be positive. I used to be that way, and somehow I just kind of lost all of that. I don't know what happened. I mean, I do know what happened. I started suffering from depression and anxiety when I never had that before. In my 20s, it wasn't a thing. It wasn't until my 30s and having my second child, and then having another one, and then another one, just back to back. It was too much. And I feel like it's just created a sense of overwhelming feeling, and always trying to do everything and be all the things for everybody in this house. You spread yourself thin, especially when you have so many kids. So I need to start focusing on myself. So I feel like the best way for me to do that is to really start seeking out therapy again, and going back to that, because I feel like that can really help me in ways that maybe I can't help myself, because I can only do so much. But then I realize you know what, I probably do need some advice, that little push that maybe a professional can provide me that I can't do on my own. So that is an intention of mine. It's one of my very top priorities for this year, is to go back to therapy and really start working on that, because I feel like once I work on myself, I'm a better me, so that I'm going to be a better mom, a better wife, and that's really important. For me, it's the core of what's most important to me is my kids and my husband. That is essentially what my life is. You know, if things are not right with myself, then things are not going to be 100% with my family, and that is number one. And I feel like I owe it to myself and to them to really try to get back that positivity, go back to who I was before, the happy-go-lucky Lexi, the always optimistic, always finding the positive, always looking forward to the next day or the next trip or the next time we go out, the next this. And I lost that, and I feel like, maybe to be honest with myself, I feel like I miss that. And I miss the fun, the excitement, and I feel like I lost that, and I feel like I shouldn't have let that happen. Even though I have so many kids, I have 4 kids, and 3 of them are 3 and under. I shouldn't have let that chapter of my life of having children change that for me and make me feel like I don't look forward to going out because I have a zoo of kids. I know that doesn't sound so great, but it's the truth. You know, when you have so many kids, things get hard, and it's not that easy. So I'm holding myself accountable because I do want to make an honest effort in helping myself, getting out more, doing more things. And I feel like going out and just being a normal person like I used to go out and do things, I feel like that will help me in my journey of personal growth. And in turn, I feel like once I do that, I think everything else sort of tends to fall into place. And I hope that this year really is the turnaround year for me. The second thing is trying to make more time to do something that I love. So for me, it's makeup, and I absolutely love makeup. It is a form of therapy for me. It's something that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I've talked about this before with you all, that I have no plans on not doing videos. I may not post them as consistent as I was because, let's be honest, I have 4 kids. It's hard. It's chaos 24/7 in this house. So whenever I get to post a video, it's because I found that little pocket of time in that day or on that specific day to film it, and then to edit sometime super late at night or another pocket of time in a different day. So it takes a long time to just get that one video posted on the channel. So it's a lot of work and a lot of trying to make things work, getting up a little earlier if I have to, or staying up a little later, finding ways to make it work. So I don't want to let that go because I do love doing videos and I love being able to do my makeup. And that brings me to my setup. I have my old school setup, my Alex drawers from IKEA that are 10 years old as my son. And I just love it because each drawer has a category, and it's not only a drawer that stores all of my makeup, but it's also the support for this big piece of glass that is my desktop. And I have my old lights that are my softbox lights, my tripod, my lights right in front of me on this vanity mirror, my viewfinder, which is a computer screen. It's the setup that I had before that I feel like makes it more productive. And that's the whole idea with this room. This used to be my guest room, and I turned it into an office. So on the other side of the room is the office with a custom desk and the printer, shredder, desktop, files, all that. And then this side of the room, this is my mommy's little nook over here where I have my Alex drawers and all of my makeup to be able to film, and kind of a little piece tucked away in the farthest part of the house where it is the quietest, and I get to come in here and do videos. So currently all 3 kids happen to be napping, thank God, at the same time, so that's why the camera is on. So I feel like when I come into this room, it feels more of a productive space than filming standing up in my bathroom or in my bedroom, kind of trying to keep the baby quiet, doing my makeup, and holding a pacifier, trying to keep him from making sounds because nobody wants to hear a bunch of baby sounds and crying in the background. And I realize that, and I get it. But I also can't just ignore the baby because he needs me. So it can be a little challenging, and that's kind of where I needed to have a space to be able to do this, exactly this. I have noticed that when I do my makeup, I feel my happiest. I feel like it helps me put my best foot forward. And that may sound super silly to some people, but truly, it's something that really transforms you. It's not just the way you look. Obviously, makeup transforms the way you look. It's that extra pep in your step, you know? That little boost, that confidence that somehow I lost. And I want that back. So my intention is to do my makeup more often. Every single day if possible. Or at least truly try. If I can't get to it because I just can't get to it and all my kids are just need me so much, then at least I can say I tried. And that's the best that I can do. Try. So that is my second intention, is to continue with the makeup because I realize how much it means to me and how much it really changes my mood and makes me happy. And I noticed that over this last break that I had at the beginning of the new year, which I started off New Year pretty crappy. We were all sick. COVID made its rounds finally in this house. We've been dodging it all these years, and it got us. And I was super angry and upset about it. And I just want to forget about it. I just want to put it behind me and act as if it never even happened because I want to start, again, that clean slate that we talked about earlier. So I realized not doing my makeup during that time of being sick, cleaning, taking care of everybody else, something was missing, and I can feel it, and it's silly to some, but it's huge to me, and it makes a difference in a positive way. So I'm going to keep doing it. So my third intention for this year is to really try to create some sort of system to streamline everything that happens in my house, because like I said before, it's chaos, and it literally is. That is the perfect word to describe my house. It's constantly shooting from the hip and just trying to like put out all these little tiny fires because it's a lot. And there is no manual for when you have a bunch of kids, especially when you have them so close. Like I said before, 3 of my 4 kids are 3 and under, and they don't do a lot for themselves. The youngest, who's 4 months, can't do anything for himself. My 3-year-old, who will be almost 4 soon, she can do some things, and that is huge and it is helpful. But then I have my middle child, as I call her, my third, and she's at that age where she needs to be watched. She's not 2 yet, and she gets into everything, and I just adore her to pieces, but it's a handful with her and the other ones. If it's just her, she's fine, and she's very easy, go with the flow. But something about the mix of all of them together is just, no. No. So I think that maybe being able to streamline and have sort of like a structure a little bit more. We have a routine of how we do things in the morning and nighttime, but more of a structure of how things are done and what happens during the week and which chores I'm going to be working on Monday, what I'm doing on Tuesday, just sort of having a game plan, because I just feel like with all my kids, it can be really hard to finish a task. Doing the laundry, you think, oh, it's just, how easy can that be? First of all, I hate doing laundry. It's one of the things that I hate to do chore-wise in the house. But I can put it to wash fine because I'm not the one washing it, right? It's the machine. But then it's finding the time to put everything to dry. Once that's dry, finding the time to get it out of the dryer, then to fold it, then to put it away. I can't tell you how many times we have been wearing our clothes clean from the clean hamper because they never get a chance to be folded and put into the drawers. We're just pulling from the hamper and putting them on. They're washed and clean, but they're just not folded and put away. And it kind of gets to a point where after a while, it bothers me just being not as organized as I would like to be. And it really does give me a lot of anxiety. And I realize that because it's just stuff everywhere. So I need to find maybe like a planner or something that I could use to kind of create a structure of what chores I'm going to tackle, what is my to-do list, when I'm filming, when I'm editing, when I'm doing nothing but just hanging out with the kids as much as possible, not really focus on any house stuff or filming or editing, because I do feel like I need that as well. I don't want to be doing chores and things around the house every day, all day long, because then, again, spreading myself too thin, and I'm done doing that. So I think I need to find myself some sort of planner, organizer, something that I could have with me here in this room and also take with me when I go upstairs to kind of just see what's going on, what I need to do, if there's appointments or things that I would like to do, or things that need to be done, like doctor's appointments, well, baby visits, things like that. I need to be able to have that kind of laid out. So that's kind of like my goal. And then just kind of finding a way to also figure out the menu and kind of not necessarily meal prep, but just kind of start figuring out what I'm going to do so that when we go to the groceries, it's more of an efficient run and not just a bunch of junk. Because my kids like a lot of junk food. So it's a lot, but that kind of all ties into just streamlining this whole process, because I feel like that's going to help me out. Because if you're not a stay-at-home parent, you don't realize how hard it is until you actually are doing it. And it is a job in and of itself. It's a lot of work. It is stressful. It is draining. It can be rewarding and happy and fun, but then you're stressed out sometimes. Things don't get done. Babies are crying. They're more fussy. They're more needy. Then everything seems to be falling into place and you have a fantastic day. It's all over the place. And I feel like I need to be able to take control more, because that's my job. I'm, the mom. I need to be able to kind of keep everything going and control everything, right? So that is a goal, and, just trying to figure out how to create more balance. And then my last intention, because for me, I don't want to necessarily set up 15 different things and then feel like a failure in December, being, 2 days from the next New Year holiday and feeling like I didn't do any of my goals or intentions because I set too many for myself. I don't feel like that's realistic. It doesn't work for me. That's what I'll say. It doesn't work for me. So my next intention is also kind of taking care of myself. But it's more of trying to drink a lot of water. I was good for a while, and then I kind of stopped, and then, here and there, but I really need to kind of make that effort. I can tell a difference, honestly, when I have had enough water versus when I don't. And there is a difference. And I feel like that is going to help me be the best version of myself throughout the entire day. So what did I do? Because nobody's leaving me a Stanley Cup in stock, okay? Because everybody keeps buying them. I went to Target and I got myself a reduced mug. It's a 40-ounce tumbler that keeps my water cold, keeps my ice iced for a while. It's melted, but I did this first batch this morning around breakfast time, and it is 1:30 right now, and the ice is melted, but the water's cold. That makes a huge difference. I don't like warm water. I don't like room temp water. I prefer my water cold. If I could have it that way, I feel like that really helps. So I do want to try the Stanley Cup. I don't know if it's going to be a huge difference from this. Essentially, they're the same thing, right? So this was half the cost, 20 bucks. The Stanleys are expensive, $40, but everybody seems to think that they're worth it, and obviously can't get them in stock, right? I really want one of the pretty looking ones. I don't want just the plain color. I saw one that Target has. It's white ombre faded to pink with like a shimmer. It looks so pretty. I know it's just the outside. Doesn't really matter. What matters is the inside, the water, filling it up, drinking it. But it doesn't hurt to have a cute cup, right? So I like this color, mint. It's pretty and it functions. I'm really surprised at how well it's kept my water cold and how well it works. I saw this brand at Costco and I was kind of curious. I didn't pick it up then. It was a 2-pack, and I'm kicking myself now for not doing so. But whatever, it is what it is. The only thing is that you can kind of see as I'm drinking after doing my makeup, you can see all my lip products on it, but who cares? It's my cup anyways, I'm not sharing. So fill this up several times in a day. If I can do 2, great. More, fantastic. But I feel like if I could do at least 2 of these a day, that's 80 ounces, that should make me feel a lot better. Because honestly, like I said before at the beginning of the video, I haven't been feeling so great. And it could be the fact that, my water intake is, my diet is just eating whatever crumbs left over, half sandwiches, leftover goldfishes, whatever, coffee, and that's not good. So I need to do that, and I hope that this mug helps me. I wish I would have recorded my husband's look on his face when I came home with the Target bags, because he's like, another freaking mug? Like, are you serious? Like, what are you doing here? I have other tumblers. They're smaller. I'm like, I don't have a 40 ounce, okay? It's 40 ounces. It's different. And he's like, yeah, okay. And it's funny because his eye, he just gave me like the biggest eye roll ever. So yeah, that's the intention, to drink my water. And I hope, fingers crossed, that I can actually keep it up, because that's super important. Just fact, it's super important to drink your water. Doesn't matter how old you are, water is super important to make you feel your best. Okay, so I feel like we're at a good stopping point. I don't want to overload myself with intentions and goals and things that I have to get done, because then it just feels like a chore. I want to be able to look forward to these improvements and these positive moments, these growths that I am hoping to have this year. And for those reasons, I'm not going to overload myself and feel like I'm drowning in all these goals. Because again, when you have so many goals, this is just my point of view. When you have so many goals and then at the end of the year, you're trying to look and see what you can check off, and you realize you didn't get but half, or maybe just one or two, or none, it makes you feel like you failed, right? It makes you feel negative emotions. And I don't want to feel that, because I want to end this new year that we started on a positive note, looking back and saying, wow, 2023 was a huge year for me that just really changed my life for the better. And the only person that can control that is me. And so I hope that this video inspires you to not be so hard on yourself. If you're like me, always, having so much to do and always feeling like you have to get it done, you have to do all the things, don't be so hard on yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to be happy and think about yourself and just relax, okay? Because that's important. And it just makes everything easier when you just relax and just go with the flow. It's easier said than done, I get it, but it's gonna be okay. And I wanted to share this video. This was very personal for me to share, because again, I want to share real stuff with you, not just, hey, let's do makeup, but you don't get to know more about me like on the personal side. And I don't share a bunch of personal things for many reasons, just protection of my kids, my family, and I don't want to overshare, but I feel like I want to be able to make those connections with you guys and share the reality that I have been dealing with anxiety and depression, and I'm not ashamed of it. It's just the season of my life, and it's time to turn that around. So I'm doing this video to open myself up to you guys, share that with you guys, inspire you guys to have more positivity and growth. And if you feel like you're not feeling like yourself, or you feel down, just know you're not alone, and it's gonna be okay, because I've been through this before and I've come out on top. It's a daily struggle, yes, and it's daily work, but it is possible. And you have to have that positive mindset, because when you think negative all the time, it just ruins everything. Every experience, every moment is clouded by negativity. And it can be kind of difficult to break that habit, but it is possible. And I want to encourage you to do the same if you are in the same boat as I am. If you are a stay-at-home parent, whether you're mom or dad, and you feel like there's just so much going on, just take it one day at a time, one step forward at a time, and eventually things will kind of work themselves out. Everything, just all the boxes will start to fall into place, and it's just trusting the process and just remaining positive and trying to have a smile on your face, even in the hard times. So those are all things that I would like to work on, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you watched the entire video, thank you so much for watching, for being here. Stay tuned for more videos. I have to figure out what I'm going to do, if I'm going to leave this gray wall or if I'm going to create a background, put a backdrop. I'm not sure. If you have ideas, let me know. If you'd like to share your goals and intentions for this year, I'm all ears. I would love to hear from you. And you can leave me comments, any type of video requests that you may have. I am all ears for that as well. I love hearing from you guys and connecting with you in the comments. It really does mean a lot to me, more than I think you will ever know. So I appreciate you so much for being here, for being you. Take care, and let's have a great 2023, and I will see you very soon.